Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This will be the second episode of our responsive web design of Free Code Camp course. So now, welcome back. I hope if you had any doubts in the last one, you can put it in the comments, and I will try to clarify the doubts. Okay, let's get started. Okay. So in this episode, we'll be covering eight topics from link to internal sections of a page with anchor elements passed to add placeholder text to a text field. So we'll be covering these eight topics. So let's get into the first topic. First one is link to internal sections of a page with anchor elements. What does it do? It links to internal sections of a page of the current web page we are viewing. Instead of using a web page URL, we just assign the href attribute the value of the ID of the element you wanted to link it to. Suppose if you want to link to some other, like some p tag, so we'll give the p tag an ID, and the same ID will be giving the value in the href attribute where we are giving the value of URL. Instead of URL, we'll be putting the ID. Okay. Also, like, yeah, so we'll in the tag of your destination also you need to give the ID, same value. Also, while linking to an intersection, don't type the target attribute. Yeah. So generally, when we are doing in an anchor tag, we first give href attribute the URL value, then we give the target, and we assign it to blank if we wanted to open into another window. So in this case, when we are linking into an internal page, we will not do that. We only put the href attribute with the value which you have given as an ID to whatever tag you want to connect it with, and no target attribute will be given. Okay. Okay. So the second topic will be nest and anchor element within a paragraph. So when we want to nest an anchor element within a paragraph, suppose we have a paragraph and in between there is a word which we want to link to some other website or any other section of the page. What we'll do is that we'll put just surround the words or whatever words in a paragraph we would like to link to an external web page with an anchor tag, and then put in the href and target attribute like you would normally do. Only thing is that instead of surrounding some like you're just surrounding any word you want and with the anchor tags, and rest is same as before. Let's move on to the next one, which is okay. Yeah, make dead links using hash symbols. Sometimes you just want to put the anchor element and add URL later. So for that purpose, you just put in a hash href attribute. Suppose over here, if you want, we'll just put an href attribute and leave it provide it a hash, and it will leave it as a blank. Yeah, and later on we can add the URL. So if you want to turn an image into a link, what we'll do is that like it's given over here. What we'll do is that surround the image with the same anchor tag, and we'll give the href attribute. We can set it to hashtag, or uh, if you don't want it to lead to some external web page, or else you can just put a URL. So when we click on the image, it will lead us to an external web page. Okay. So next one is create an create a bulleted or unordered list. Okay, so this is very simple. Like as seen in this example, what I'll do is that I'll just copy it over here and I'll show it to you. So as you can see, it is these bullets. These are the unordered list, and you can create unordered list just by uh, inside your web page by including these li tags, list tags within your URL tags, unordered list tags. Okay, and the next one is just the ordered list, opposite of this. What you do over there? Okay, so the next one is just the opposite of this. So what you do is, as you can see here, the previous one are unordered list. Next ones will be order list. You instead of you will just put OL, that's the difference, and you'll be getting the numbers. You can put as many as you want. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Okay, so let's create a web form. Now we are getting into a little complicated thing, and let's talk about this. Input elements, like creating a text field. So whenever there's a web page, there are different types of inputs, and we'll learn about all those later. But there are different types of inputs, such as like buttons or form these text input, text box, checkbox, like that. So we can make different types of input. Whatever you want user to give any input, we'll be using this. So input elements, as the name itself suggests, is used to get input from a user. Input elements, they are self-closing. Yeah. One more important thing, as you can see over here, that there is no input and input like we do over here. There's this opening tag and closing tag, but in input they are self-closing, so we don't have to put separate input tags. And yeah, so we'll be covering the all the types of inputs and in the later part. Yeah, so what you do is that you put the input and you put the input attribute, and what you do is you put the type, you give the type the value of whatever choice you want your input to be, like text, checkbox, etc., which we'll be covering later. Okay, so let's move to the last one for the day. So adding placeholder to text field. Okay, so I'll just copy this. So if your input is of type something like this, so see if I do this earlier, this input was, as you can see here on the right bottom right side of your page, it is not showing anything. But if you put in a placeholder, it will show whatever text you want. The once user starts to type, it will go away, but it will be displaced. So if you have specific instructions for the user, like uh, please only use numbers, or please use, for example, if someone wants to enter his or her password, they can enter, like if you want there are specific instructions like only use numbers, or is there if there is an OTP or something like that. So this is what we will be using over there. So this will, the text is just basically what is displayed in your input element before your user has input anything. It can, you can create placeholder text by adding a placeholder attribute to your input element, as I showed it to you, and giving it a value of whatever your placeholder you want to display to your user before it inputs anything. Once the user starts putting any input, the placeholder text will not be displayed anymore. Okay, so that's it for today. So I hope you guys were able to understand whatever we did. I'll be trying to improve. This is my just, I just started making such videos, so there will be a lot of improvement. If there is any issues in my voice or in the way I'm explaining, please let me know in the comments. And I hope, like last time the video was too long, so this time I tried to make it short and use more direct points. So I'm not reading out everything point to point. Whatever given in the is given in the website. So yeah, like you guys can have a look. Only thing is that if there is any doubt, you guys can comment, and uh, things will get complicated from here. So I'll try whatever the complicated things which I found were complicated, and I'll try to explain it in an easy way. Anyways, so I hope you like this. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.